Welcome to the Fitness Beginner Podcast, where we help you take the first steps on your fitness journey. Whether you're new to working out or you're looking to get back into it, we've got you covered with tips, tricks, and inspiration to help you reach your goals. So grab your workout gear and let's get started. All right, and we are live. Welcome back with Murphy Mack to another episode of the Fitness Beginner Podcast. We got a controversial topic for y'all today, and I know many of y'all listening to this probably do what we're going to talk about. And I'm not trying to shame anybody. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. It's a free world. You can do what you want to. But I am going to educate y'all on nicotine and how it's affecting your fitness goals, your fitness journey. So yeah, let's get into it. I know with today's day and age, vaping, nicotine, cigarettes, it's pretty common. Not everybody, but probably more than 50% of the world use some kind of nicotine product. That's just how it is. I don't know. I guess because it's legal and people can get their hands on it, and it's pretty affordable, and it helps people escape from stress and things like that. I guess that's why so many people lean towards nicotine. But yeah, as most people know, there's some pretty bad side effects that come with it, but yet people still do it anyways. Maybe y'all don't know there's side effects, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Try to enlighten y'all a little bit and explain to you kind of how it's affecting you if you're trying to lose weight, or if you're trying to build muscle, or if you're trying to get in better shape, whatever that may be. So yeah, let's just talk about it, and maybe you'll learn something today. If you do, screenshot the episode, post it to your story, tag me, tell your friends about it, tell your parents about it. Let them know. I'm trying to get the word out there, trying to spread the podcast, get some more listeners out there. The overall goal of this podcast is to get people to begin their fitness journey, to get people started, or to get people that's already kind of started but don't really know what to do, or what they're doing, or where to go next. Just kind of set them on the right path and get more people into fitness, into working on their health, physical and mental, just getting in better shape and enjoying life. I want everybody else to enjoy fitness the way that I've been able to enjoy it. It's impacted my life in several ways, so I know it can impact y'all's life as well. So the more people that can start their fitness journey, the better. So that's what we're trying to do with the podcast, trying to get the word out there. So with that being said, give me a review, shout me out. I'd appreciate it. Tag me, follow me on my social medias. I post a lot of clips from the podcast on there. So yeah, y'all can check them out. Before we jump into the podcast today, I do want to update y'all about myself. I'm about a month and a half away from my triathlon. Still training. I'm actually about to switch up my training a little bit. So I've been doing either swim, bike, or run, just one a day, every day that I go to the gym. But I'm still lacking in the swimming department. So I think I'm about to increase the amount of times that I swim during the week, and either decrease running and biking, or maybe add them on to after I leave work. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet, but I got to do some more swimming because I got to get better at that because I'm absolutely trash at swimming. I 100% believe humans are not meant to swim. Fish are meant to swim, not humans. If we were meant to swim, we'd have gills, but we don't because that junk is hard. If you ain't ever swam for distance, try to. It's one of the best workouts you can do. It's hard. Because if you think about it this way, when you're running or you're biking or doing some kind of cardio, you can breathe. Yeah, you may be dying for air, but you can actually breathe. When you're swimming, you can't breathe. When you're underwater, you can't breathe. That junk's hard. So yeah, if you ever want a good workout, or if you want to get some cardio in, do some laps in the pool. I very underestimated swimming for sure. It's tough. I got the swimming, and I think I got the biking down pretty good, but I'm worried about the swimming, and that's the first part too. So I'm kind of glad I can go ahead and get it out the way and knock it out when my body's still fresh. So yeah, other than that, I played in a disc golf tournament this weekend. I did all right. Didn't play too hot on Saturday, but I stepped it up on Sunday, and I played a lot better. Next few weekends, I got two weddings coming up back to back. So probably not gonna stick to my diet on the weekends. I'm gonna be extra strict to my diet during the week because I know I'm gonna eat whatever food they got, and I'm definitely gonna eat some wedding cake because wedding cake's good. You can't just go to the wedding and not eat the cake. You just can't do it. Yeah, that's about all I got for myself. Let's go ahead and jump to the topic today. So, how can nicotine affect your fitness journey, or how does it affect your fitness journey in a good way or a bad way? I'm gonna go ahead and tell you now. It don't affect your fitness journey in a good way, and I don't care what you say. Like, you can't convince me that nicotine is helping you in your fitness journey. It's just not. So yeah, as we know, vaping's come very popular in the last few, probably like 10 years or so, especially among the younger generation. So like younger people are leaning towards vaping rather than smoking cigarettes. And it makes sense. It makes sense because vaping wasn't out back then. So like all your older, like the older age people are still smoking cigarettes, and the younger are doing nicotine. I mean, are smoking the vapes because that's what's new. That's what's out. And a lot of people argue that a vape is not as dangerous as cigarettes. But I think I would probably agree with that. But there still are some negative side effects when it comes to vaping as well. So if you don't notice, vaping has a lot more nicotine in it than cigarettes do. So they're a lot more addictive than a cigarette is, in my opinion. So yeah, we're gonna talk about the negative effects and how vaping, how it's having an impact on your health and your fitness. So I just mentioned nicotine is highly, highly addictive. Nicotine is in your vapes and in your cigarettes. You can also get nicotine in gum, patches, all kinds of forms of nicotine you can do. But the most common is cigarettes and vaping. And it has nicotine can have a significant impact on your health. Sorry, I can't talk today. I don't know what's wrong with me. But yeah, nicotine can increase your heart rate. It can increase your blood pressure. It can put strain on your heart and your cardiovascular system. And like over time, as you consume nicotine, this is gonna lead to an increase of heart disease, stroke, other serious health problems. If you smoke cigarettes, this can lead to like tar in your lungs, lung cancer, mouth cancer, no teeth, like bad breath, all this kind of thing. Luckily, vaping don't have that much effect on like your teeth and your breath and stuff as much as cigarettes does. And I don't think, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think vaping puts like the tar in your lungs like a cigarette does. But I don't know. I'm not an expert on nicotine. I don't personally consume nicotine products, so I don't know everything there is to know. I had to do some research for this topic today, so that's why if you see me looking at my screen, that's what I'm looking at. But yeah, additionally, nicotine can it affect your lung function, making it more difficult for you to breathe during physical activity. It can actually like decrease the amount of air you can consume in your lungs. It'll make it like harder for you to breathe, basically. This will lead to decreased endurance, decrease overall fitness levels, overall health levels. So vaping, this involves inhaling aerosolized, that's a hard word, aerosolized nicotine and other chemicals through an e-cigarette or a similar device. And this can also have like negative effects on your health. So while vaping is perceived to be a safer alternative to smoking cigarettes, it is important to note that e-cigarette vapor still contains harmful chemicals such as formaldehyde, acetaldehyde. I don't know how you say that word. Acetaldehyde. I don't know, something like that. Acrylon. So yeah, these are still harmful chemicals that you're getting from vaping that you're inhaling into your lungs. So it's still the only thing that's supposed to go in your lungs is air. You're not supposed to put anything else in your lungs except for air. So anytime you put a foreign substance put a foreign substance in your lungs, it's not very healthy for your lungs. Yeah, vaping has been linked to increased risk of lung disease and other respiratory issues. It can also impact your immune system, making it more difficult for your body to fight off infections or illnesses. So it can be harder to recover from like sicknesses. In terms of fitness, vaping and nicotine use can impact your physical performance and endurance. So, as mentioned earlier, nicotine can decrease lung function, making it more difficult to breathe during physical activity. This can lead to decreased stamina and overall fitness levels. So obviously, while you're in the gym, you're working out, you're going hard, it's going to be harder for you to breathe. It's going to be harder for you to catch your breath once you're done working out. So like it's going to take you longer to get into your next set to where you can actually breathe properly to where you want to start your next set. So it's going to make your workouts longer because you're having to take more time in between each set, and you're just not gonna be as strong and powerful because you can't breathe properly. You can't give your body the proper oxygen that it needs to perform the lifts correctly. Vaping and nicotine use can impact your recovery time after physical activity. So nicotine can interfere with your body's ability to repair and rebuild muscle tissue, which is essential for recovery and optimal physical performance. So again, not only is it stopping you from recovering in between your sets, but it's also stopping you from recovering after your workouts. So it's like going to it's going to increase your recovery time. So it's going to be harder for your body to repair those like muscle tissues that you're breaking down during your workouts. So overall, it's just nicotine's not really helping you at all in terms of physical fitness. The only way you could say it's helping you is maybe by like reducing your stress levels or something like that. But honestly, in the gym, there's not really much to stress about. Like you shouldn't be stressing in the gym because when you're at the gym, that's all you're there for is to work out. Like there's nothing else in the gym. You ain't got nothing on your mind. Nothing should be distracting you. You should be like in your zone. Put your headphones in your ear. Listen to your music. Don't have no distractions. Like there shouldn't be nothing you should be stressing about. And honestly, if you're stressing that hard about something, you probably shouldn't be in the gym. You probably should be going to work on or fix whatever that is that you're stressing about. To me, I use the gym as like a stress reliever. Like I like to go in there and push myself a little bit, and that relieves my stress just from working out. You get to take your anger out on the weights. Though you can, I don't know, lifting heavy. That's just how I do that. So I'm sure other people do the same as well. They use it as a way to relieve stress. So if you're not working out, give it a try. It may help you out more than you realize, mentally and physically. So y'all may be wondering like why I'm doing this podcast. Actually, I meant to mention this at the beginning of the episode, but I forgot. But why I'm doing this episode, and it's kind of funny how it come about. So I was thinking this morning while I was working out, I was thinking about what I want to do my podcast on because I knew I was going to do one tonight when I got home. I was like, what I want to do my podcast about. So what I did was I posted on my story, hey, what do y'all want me to do a podcast on about for people to like vote on or whatever. Shameless plug. If you don't follow me on Instagram, it's Murphy MCFIT Murphy McFit. Sometimes I post stuff about my podcast on there, and I ask y'all what topics y'all want to hear, and that's how I get good ideas to talk about on my podcast. So if you got something you want me to talk about on the podcast, reach out to me, ask me a question, and I'd love to either answer it for you or go over that topic in a podcast episode. But while I was thinking today at the gym, I was thinking about what I want to do my podcast on. I'm on one of the machines. I'm on the pec deck fly machine. I look next to me. There's a guy on the machine. He's on like the bicep curl machine. So he's doing his workout. No big deal. Just normal every day. And then as soon as he gets done with his set, what does he do? He reaches into his pocket. He grabs a vape and he proceeds to hit his vape in the middle of the gym right after he got done doing a set. And I thought it was hysterical. I was like, I was thinking to myself, that you have a problem when you literally take your vape in the gym with you. Not only do you don't put it in your gym bag, you put it in your pocket and you bring it with you, and you're hitting it in between each set. So one, if you're able to hit a vape in between your set, you're not working hard enough. You're not. When you get done with your set, you should be breathing hard. Like if you're not breathing hard, your set was way too easy. Add some weight, add some intensity, something. So first off, second of all, you're not supposed to be vaping inside the gym. Like I don't know any gym that allows you to vape inside of a gym. Like you're just not. You're fiending for some nicotine when you take it in places you ain't even supposed to be hitting it. I mean, I don't care if you hit it inside of it. I really don't care. It don't bother me. But you just don't do that in public places, especially in the gym. And three, you're so addicted to this nicotine that you can't even go a whole workout without hitting it. You got to do one set and then hit it right after you do the set. And I don't know. I just thought it was funny. And when I saw that, I was like, ding, ding, ding. That's exactly what I'm doing my podcast episode on nicotine and how it can affect your fitness journey and just how it's affecting you in life in general. Like, the reason I don't do nicotine is because, well, one, that junk's expensive. Like, when you buy those little nicotine stick things, when y'all start hitting them every day, you go through them in a day or two, that junk adds up. It's expensive. And cigarettes, they're really expensive. They're like $9, $10 a pack. And that's easy to smoke a whole pack in a day. So one, it's expensive. But two, people that do this, y'all can't live without it. Y'all can't go a day without it. Y'all can't be happy without it. Y'all can't function without it. Like if y'all go an hour without it, y'all gonna be like, oh, where's my nicotine? I gotta get it. Or if y'all see somebody one, you're like, ooh, let me hit that. Y'all can't function. Like I don't wanna set myself up to not be able to function later. Like if I know in my head that getting addicted to this nicotine is gonna affect me later, like why would I do that to myself? I'm not gonna do that because I want to be able to function without having to have nicotine in my system to function, and I don't want to have to rely on nicotine to keep me from stressing throughout the day. Y'all already know. Y'all always say, "Well, oh, I had a bad day at work. I can't wait to get home and smoke me a cigarette," or "I can't wait to hit my vape." Or shoot, when y'all at work, y'all don't even wait. Y'all go do it in the bathroom, or y'all go outside and do it because y'all can't function. You can't function without it. And like I'm not gonna set myself up to not be able to function. Like I'm just not gonna do that. And I don't want to have to rely on something else to make me not stress or to make me feel better or to make me happy. Like most of y'all get in bad moods if you don't have your nicotine. Like real deal, you just be in a bad mood because you think you need it. Like your body's become dependent on it, and now you have to have it, or you won't be happy. You won't be able to function, anything like that. So it's just crazy to me how many people are addicted to these things for no reason. Like for no reason. 99% of y'all started vaping because y'all wanted to be like everybody else. Y'all wanted to fit in. Y'all wanted to be cool. You had no reason to start vaping other than that. And now you're addicted to it. Now you can't live without it. Now you can't function without it. So now you're spending money every week or probably every other day buying nicotine products that are not that cheap. I mean, they're affordable, but they're not. Over time, they add up to be pretty expensive. So now you're relying on this nicotine little vapor to control your whole entire day. It's controlling your mood, controlling your mind, controlling your body. It's controlling everything you do. And if you don't have it, it's like chaos. Like you get mad, you're not in a good mood, you can't perform as well at your job or whatever it is you're doing. It's just crazy to me that people do this. And people know the negative health effects that this has too, and they still do it. They still do it. I don't understand. I really don't. And they know it's addictive. Everybody knows it. Nicotine, cigarettes, whatever, is highly, highly addictive. And yet people still do it. Like, why? Why do y'all do that to yourself? I don't understand. I'm not trying to shame anybody or call anybody out because I understand that this is a problem and majority of people have this issue. I can't sit here and lie and say I've never smoked a vape before. I have. I've smoked one, but I didn't allow myself to get addicted to it. I honestly don't like the feeling of a nicotine high. I don't like it at all. So I don't vape. I choose not to. I don't want to get addicted to it and have to have it to function. Like I'm just not going to. I mean, if that's you and that's what you do and that's what you like, then that's okay. I'm not shaming you. I'm just here to inform you about the negative effects it can have on your health, your fitness, your life, your mood. So I'm just here to be that guy that's going to tell you shouldn't be doing it, even though you're probably going to do it anyways. But if you're that guy in the gym hitting your vape in between each set, you have a problem. You have a problem. Like you do. And you need to work on it. Like I'm not saying you need to quit vaping or whatever, but you probably should quit relying on it so much. If you are addicted so much that you got to hit it in between each set while you're working out at the gym. Like if you don't see that's a problem, then I'm telling you it's a problem. You need to check yourself. So yeah, not hating on anybody. I know most of my friends vape. My family has smoked cigarettes. Like I'm not hating on anybody. I'm not saying you shouldn't Actually, I am. I'm saying you shouldn't do it. You shouldn't vape. You shouldn't smoke cigarettes. It's not good for you. But I know most of y'all are doing it. I'm not gonna not be friends with you or shame you or anything like that. It's okay. Try to work on it. Like, try to reduce the amount that you're consuming nicotine. I know it's highly, highly addictive, which is why most people consume it literally all day, every day. But it's not good for you, and you should probably start working on using it less and eventually getting off of it for good. Because it's not doing you any good, except relieving your stress for a few minutes until it wears off. That's about all I got about nicotine, how it's affecting your health, your wealth, your relationships, your life, your mood, whatever. So yeah, don't be the guy in the gym hitting your vape in between each set. Because honestly, it's just kind of funny to me that I saw that. But he gave me a good topic to talk about on my podcast. So I got to thank him a little bit for actually doing it. But yeah, thank y'all for hanging out with me. Hope y'all learned something about nicotine and how it's affecting you. And maybe if you do consume nicotine products, you can try to work on reducing those intakes a little bit, and also work on not hitting them at the gym, because I don't know, you just got a problem if you got to hit it at the gym. But yeah, so if I triggered you in this episode, I'm sorry. Actually, no, I'm not sorry. You need to hear it. You need to be triggered. You need to start working on it. But yeah, so thank y'all for hanging out with me. Hope you enjoyed it. If you got something from the podcast, screenshot it, share it on your story, tag me. Check out my YouTube, the Fitness Beginner Podcast. I post the full podcast episodes on YouTube, so you can go rewatch them later. Also, I'm on all podcast and platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all the main ones. So check me out on your podcasting platform. Leave me a like. Subscribe to the podcast on there. Leave me a review. 5 stars if you can. But yeah, thank y'all. Peace, love, protein. We out. Thanks for tuning in to the Fitness Beginner Podcast. We hope you found today's episode helpful and inspiring. Remember to always start small, set realistic goals, and most importantly, have fun. Don't forget to tune in next week for more tips and advice on how to kickstart your fitness journey. Until then, stay active and stay healthy.